kind of all started with me doing it in the mirror at myself while I was writing the script. And then it was just about working with the actors, and we spent time sort of like smiling back and forth at each other on set, which I'm sure looked very ridiculous to anybody who might have been watching.
My name's Olivia and I'm with Cineworld, and we are very excited to be bringing Smile to the big screen.
Hi, Olivia.
Hiya. I thought I'd kick off by asking, what were your biggest inspirations and influences when directing Smile?
I think there was a lot of stuff kind of swimming around inside of my head when I was like writing and making Smile. Some of the ones I was thinking about most certainly were Rosemary's Baby, the feeling of being gaslit and not being believed by people around you and being told that you're hysterical or wrong. The Kiyoshi Kurosawa's film Cure is such a nightmarish atmosphere. I really love that about that film and wanted to try to bring that to Smile as well, and sort of how it weaves in these investigative elements. And then, a film that's one of my favorite films ever that was on my brain a lot while I was making Smile is Todd Haynes' Safe, and the way that you really are placed in the anxiety of Julianne Moore's character in that film. And I wanted to, kind of create that same sense of sensation where it just like grabs you and doesn't let go the whole time.
Oh my God! Yeah, I really felt like that. You wanted everyone to believe the main character so much.
Yes.
You stood with her, and you could feel that throughout the film. How did you kind of go about directing the actual Smile itself? And did you have a clear vision of kind of what you wanted this Smile to look like, or was it kind of interpreted by each person that did it?
Yeah, well, I knew from the beginning that we wanted the Smiles to be, practical human performances, and I thought that would instill a real sense of uncanny into it. It kind of all started with me doing it in the mirror at myself while I was writing the script. And then it was just about working with the actors, and we spent time sort of like smiling back and forth at each other on set, which I'm sure looked very ridiculous to anybody who might have been watching. But we would kind of hone it in. But what I loved was that each performer, there's a through line with the Smiles, but each performer kind of brought their own flavor to it, and I'm really, really pleased with the results.
Yeah, I really felt that. So Smile is such a unique thing to each person that kind of does it as well. So it's nice to see that embodied in so many different ways.
Yeah.
There's a lot of suspense and build-up in the movie. How did you go about creating the suspense?
So we really wanted to use the sort of like the tools of filmmaking to do that. So of course, the performances are a huge part of that, but then, allowing the camera and sound and the pace of the editing, all of those things just sort of to create this really, really anxious, tense atmosphere, and then, not giving audiences releases where they might expect them, and finding ways to sort of pull the rug out from underneath them and sort of get them to explode out of their seats at different times.
I am not gonna keep running. I have to face it.
How does it make you feel?
It's really interesting you say that, actually, because my next question was about the sounds, because that was something I really noticed, kind of even from the tuna can opening to, the classic shot of a phone ringing. And I was just wondering if this was deliberate, and do you think soundscapes are kind of really important in this genre of film?
Definitely. I mean, I think sound is important in every genre of film, but especially in horror. And it's when to know when to go big with sound and also when to pull back to silence. I think both are equally important. I have to give a lot of credit to my composer, Cristobal Tapia de Veer, for creating this amazing, really bespoke score for the film, but then also for my sound designer, Dan Kenyon, and our co-mixer, Tom Ozanich, and what we were able to sort of, the soundscape we created, is such a character in the film that also, it feels like its own character, but also is placing you with Rose at the same time, and it's really sort of crafting that experience that she's feeling.
So with that in mind, in 5 words, why do you think audiences should see Smile on the big screen?
5 words.
You can use a few more words if you want to.
It'll scare your pants off.
That was a good choice of 5 words. I think that's all we have time for, but thank you so much. It was so interesting to hear your process behind making Smile.
Thank you very much.
Seeing it again on the screen.
I appreciate it. It's great speaking.
I'm just really scared that something bad is going to happen. Rose.